Okay, I'm going to try to show how to use an oscilloscope for the beginners. And the first thing you got to do is make sure your scope probes are hooked up right. Here's the voltage probe, and you leave this blank. And I'm plugging these light bulbs in over here, just straight into the grid. Okay, so that's what this is. There's two lines coming from the grid. One goes over here to one side of the light bulb, and the tip of the voltage probe connects right here to this AC line going into one side of the light bulbs. The other AC line goes up over here, and I'm putting it through a 1 ohm resistor. You can use a 0.01 would be good too, but right now I have a 1 ohm resistor, and the current is running through it to the other side of the light bulb. See that? Current is running through a resistor, and now the current probe, the other probe, there's two probes on the scope. The little black clip, the ground I guess it would be, goes to one side of the resistor, and the tip of it goes to the other side of the resistor. See that? Now, what I wanted to show you is you have to make sure that the tip and the ground clip are correct. And that's why before you start doing any testing, you run like some light bulbs, a resistive load, and you look at your scope over here. And so right now I have the current being measured here through this AC line over here, and we have it running through a resistor over there. And the voltage is over here, and that's running from the other AC line. So one probe is measuring current, one probe is measuring voltage, and you need to be measuring both. You need a dual trace scope so that you can see the relation of the volts to the amps in the sine wave to see if there's a phase shift and what the phase shift is. Okay, now this is what I wanted to show you. You see the scope now, there's actually the volts and amps are right on top of each other, so it just looks like one thick sine wave. But watch. Over here, there's the ground clip and the tip. See that? The tip and the ground clip. Right now, it's going like this. The ground clip is on this one and on this one, but watch what happens when I do these opposite. I switch them around. Now the ground clip is over here, and the tip is here. Now look at the scope. This is 180 degrees out of phase. So when you see this, when you're doing your preliminary test with a light bulb, this means that you have your scope probes hooked up backwards through the resistor. Okay, so let's go back to how it's supposed to be. There, you see that? They're in phase. They're in phase now. And so that's, you want to make sure that everything's in phase before you set up and start measuring. I hope that wasn't too confusing, but that's what you want to do before you start measuring with the scope. Make sure your probes are in the correct positioning. And while testing a resistive load like light bulbs, you will see that they are in phase. Okay, so that is going to be the end of part 1, testing with a scope, I guess. Okay, thanks.